It is New Year's Eve, December 31st. We have made it all the way to the end of 2024, getting ready for 2025. And it's exciting. I'm kind of surprised by how fast this year went. I think everybody says that um, each year, how surprised they are by how fast the year went. And then I'm sure that 2025 is going to go by just as quick as 2024 did. And so all that means is that the time that we're living in is just everything is speeding up. As you know, they start putting out Christmas decorations and doing all this stuff way too fast. But it's the way it goes. And so now people are making New Year's resolutions, which, to be honest with you, I don't really agree with New Year's resolutions. And for men, there are so many things that we need to do. There are so many things that we want to do. And the New Year's resolutions for me, I think about these a little differently. So I'm not hating on people who have or create New Year's resolutions, but I personally don't see the benefit in them in this form. When you set a New Year's resolution, you've done it probably 5, 6 times, and so that means it's been 5, 6 years of setting resolutions that you've never really stuck to or committed to. But it's the mindset, it's the thought process in that I haven't accomplished anything in 2024. So now I need to do something in 2025 that's going to get me off onto the right steps. So that's why when at the beginning of the new year, gym memberships go up like exponentially because people are like, I'm not taking my fitness for, I'm not going to like not do this thing anymore. I am going to work my butt off. I'm going to get in the gym. I'm going to get lean. I'm going to get cut. I'm going to do all these things. They go to the gym for about a week, 2 weeks, realize, Friday night, I'm still trying to kick it and go party, go do whatever the case it is. And then back to normal. And then that gym membership gets wasted, still paying for it on top of that too. And nothing comes from it. And so for me, the reason why I don't like New Year's resolutions is because I feel like it's impulse. They never really cared to make that change ahead of time. So now they're doing this thing because they know it's at the end of the year and they just want to start the new year right. To me, the best way to start doing those things is you start working on them before the new year comes. Like, because your mindset should be locked in on those things well before December 31st or, even the last week of December. If it's any time before that or after that, I feel like it's too late. And so for me, I just wonder how many people who have started New Year's resolutions have actually followed through with those things all the way. And men, the biggest thing for us is that there there are so many things that have happened in our lives, right? Where that divorce is still lingering, or the current marriage that you're in has just been troublesome and frustrating. And it should never take you getting to the end of of the year to start making changes in your current marriage or to start getting your life right because of the marriage that is no longer. Like, these are things that you should be doing well ahead of time and not waiting for a new year to come to start making those changes, because your heart was never really in it in the first place. If your heart was in it, you would have been doing it a long time ago. That's just my opinion. And you would have really been putting in that conscientious effort to start applying those changes before the new year, so that when you're coming into the new year 2025, you've already accomplished a lot. So now you're starting the new year off truly right. You're not starting the new year like, I'm going to go to the gym today, right? Like where I'm on my way right now. But you've been going to the gym for 2 months. And now when you're going into 2025, it's already in you, right? So you've already established the consistency that you needed to, instead of waiting for the first day of the year to go and do that thing, which it makes it harder. So that's why I say I'm not a huge fan of New Year's resolutions. I believe that because the part that you haven't got down yet is the consistency, the true like change of mind, change of heart, and and again, some people are good for it. Some people can knock that out and they can go and do those things that they need to, but I just haven't seen it like that 100%. So, again, not hating on people who do it that way. I just know for myself, I can't do it like that. But, and so for me, I have goals, right? And I think there's resolutions and goals. People might say that they're similar, but these goals that I have are off my last year's goals. You know, they're not new goals that I'm creating. These are goals that I'm like reamping, redoing, restructuring from the last time that I set my goals. So at the end of the day, however you got to start, hey, get started, but understand that the process and what it's going to take to maintain and do what it is that you do to make sure that you stay on track is just going to be a little bit harder because you didn't have the that time in the beginning to really start working on getting that thing in order. So I would just encourage you that, hey, if you're going to start, what type of plan are you going to put in place to ensure that you keep the consistency on that? What type of goals? Not just like, I want to go to the gym, right? Or I want to lose weight, but what other deeper, like more rooted ways are you going to get there, right? Because that's what's going to help you look at it a little bit differently so you can stay on track. So it's like, okay, if you want to lose weight, well, for me, I'm at 250 right now. My goal is to get down to 230. So then what is the plan to get there? Well, I have to really look at my eating. What does my eating look like on a daily basis? Right? How am I going to start getting calorie deficient to ensure that I can get to ideal weight by a certain time? So my goal is to get down to 230 by March, and it's possible, you know? So I have to be very calorie deficient in order for that thing to happen. So now it's not just that, but what type of workouts am I going to do? Right? So I know I got to get on the treadmill. I know I got to actually run. I can't just walk, right? I got to increase my running. I got to increase the time. And it's all these things that you have to look at. So you just start day by day, though, right? One day you start looking at those things, and then you look at the week, then you look at the month, and you start going backwards, though. Here's what I want to do per month. Here's what I want to do for the week. Here's what I do for the day. And then you can look at your goal and say, I want to lose weight. I want to lose, 20 pounds. And that's how you start breaking it down. So if it's just 20 pounds and then you get into the gym without any extra like steps or plans that are going to actually like help you towards that, then that New Year's resolution is probably going to buckle pretty quickly. But ultimately, I say this to men. Men, we are the ones who are setting the standards for our homes. We are the ones who are leading our houses or have led our houses. And so if you're ever looking for a relationship again, or the one that you're currently in, we have to be able to not just have New Year's resolutions, but we have to have true plans, true goals on how we want to go and accomplish those things, because our wives are looking at us. They were looking at us. And it's going to be one of those things that you just don't want to have to repeat the same mistakes that you made before, right? Because you're going to be beating yourself up like, oh my God, I should have just done this. I should have done that. Like we've done 1,000 times. And so we just don't want to do that. So the goal is to just start, right? Number one, you start, but then you get up the next day and you do the same thing without making excuses. As long as you fight past those excuses, you'll be fine. As long as you can fight through all of the issues that try to stop you from doing the thing that you know that you should do, you'll be okay. But excuses are like dream killers. They're truly destroyers of everything that it is that you should be doing or want to do. So don't let the excuses stop you from moving forward. Don't let it is, I'm done with my workout. Good workout, shorter today than normal. Usually there for about 2 hours, but cut it down to about an hour. My video ended. I didn't have enough space on my phone, so um, it's kind of unfortunate. I pray that stuff doesn't happen, but I deleted some stuff. Hopefully that will give me some more space to just finish up the video technically from the first one, but if not, then I don't know. We'll figure that part out. But I was saying that it's really important that we take time as men to create new foundations, not just in the last minute, but really take time to think it out. Think out like what it is that you want to do, why you want to do what you're going to do, and how do you go about doing the things that you want to do. Because Everybody has dreams, everybody has desires, everybody has some type of vision of something that they see, but they don't really put it into practice. They don't really try to like actually make it work. And for whatever the reason, it's only when a crisis comes is then when people start trying to make those changes in their lives. And sometimes a crisis can be too late, but also a crisis can make you think completely outside of your normal box of containment. So if you think there's only one way to do something, when a crisis comes, you'll find at least five new ways or six ways to do something that you didn't even think were possible. And it's not for the fact of you having limitations, it's just that you just don't care enough to really think about other possibilities. You don't care enough to plan ahead, to think out what it is that you want to do, because it's just not that important to you. If it was, you would do it sooner and not wait until today, meaning New Year's Eve. Right now, there are so many people who are about to go out, about to party, about to drink their night away, and they're going to wake up Jan 1 and they're going to say what such a fun time they had, or I'm never doing that again. And the people who say I'm never doing that again end up doing that same thing again the next night. So again, as men, we really don't, those are things that we just shouldn't be living by anymore. It's okay to have fun and enjoy yourself and just, get out sometimes with the fellas or with the misses or whatever the case it is, but all in like moderation, like what you need to do for your life and for the future life that you're planning on is way more important than a night out on the town. So if you do go out there today and go and turn up safely, turn up about 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. But just be safe because people are different today. They're not how they used to be years ago. And stuff happens worse now than it ever, even during the eras when my parents were growing up. So, but anyways, on that note, I'm not going to let my phone die on me, the memory run up until I get this figured out when I get back to the house. But I want to make sure I share that with you guys because, again, everyone's setting these goals for themselves today, or they're going to wake up January 1 setting new goals for themselves because of what happened today. But really, New Year's resolutions, they don't really mean too much. It's like the whole part of a New Year's resolution is to start those things months before January 1 comes. So you're already locked in Jan 1 and not trying to set the tone for yourself during that time. So anyways, now can't do much about that. But if you're going to start setting some goals for yourself for a New Year's resolution, really break those things down from the macro to the micro. And so if it's, again, having a goal of losing weight or cooking, like really break that down day by day, how that's going to work. If you're going to cook, is it taking cooking courses online on YouTube, trying a new dish today and, having people rate them? I don't know. Just do something, but don't let it be just so macro. I'm going to cook, because then you'll just set yourself up for failure. It's okay to fail, but some people never recover from that failure. If you're capable of failing and getting back up again, you'll be all right. But that just means you're going to be really good in your consistency. So on that note, have a good one, you guys. Stay safe and we'll talk soon. Later. Have a happy new year.